What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to this new episode of Restorations with Vic. What I'm going to be restoring today are these Air Jordan Fear 4s from 2013 that are in super good condition. We're going to go in using Reshoevn8r products and bring this shoe back to life. We're going to give it a deep clean, bring these sock liners back to white, revive the suede on this shoe. We're going to also repaint the midsoles, recreate the splatter effect, remove the yellowing off the soles, remove the creasing, and that's about it, guys. There's a lot of work that we got to do on this shoe. So enough talking, let's get started. So for before and after purposes, we're going to go ahead and put this shoe to the side and only work on the right one. First things first, we got to remove our shoelaces, our insole, and pop in our adjustable Reshoevn8r shoe tree to size. Okay, so we got the little prep work out of the way. Let's go ahead and grab our collapsible bowl with water and our 4-ounce bottle of solution and squirt 2 squirts. Good to go. The majority of the shoe is suede, so we'll be starting off with a soft bristle brush. We'll dunk it in our solution and hit the entire shoe in a circular motion. All right, so I think I did all the possible scrubbing I could do on the uppers. So far, it looks pretty promising. Most of the stains that was on the gray are coming out. There are a couple of stains here and there. I think the washing machine will take that out. It's hard to say, but once the shoe is fully cleaned up, done with the washing machine, fully dried, we'll be able to see how well the uppers came out. But right now, they look really good. Let's go ahead and continue using the soft bristle brush and move on to the sock liners. Believe it or not, these sock liners are supposed to be white. Right now, they're super gray. We'll see if they can come back. Sock liners are looking very pleasing, guys. As you can see, overall, they're back to white. I know for a fact after I put them in the washing machine, these sock liners are gonna be back to 100% white. So let's go ahead and finish off this cleaning by moving on to the next brush, which is our brass bristle. We'll be using this brush to bring back some of the whiteness on this rubber. It's not totally dirty, it's just a lot of yellowing. Later on in this video, I'll show you guys how to remove it. But first, we gotta remove the surface grime that's on it. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see, but right there, we have a little gum. It's not coming off with the brass bristle. So what I'm gonna do is grab a little Goo Gone, spray a little drop, let it sit there for 30 seconds. Then I'm gonna go back with the brass bristle brush and it'll wipe right off. Easy peasy. Let's go ahead and finish off this sole. Good to go. Let's go ahead and finish off strong with using our last brush, which is our stiff bristle. We'll use this brush for the soles. Okay, that's it for the cleaning on this shoe. Before we wrap it up, we gotta grab our insoles and our shoelaces. For the shoelaces, we're just gonna put it in the leftover water inside our collapsible bowl. Just let it sit there. Then we're gonna grab our soft bristle brush, dunk it in the solution, and go ham on this insole. All right, insoles look good, lace looks good. Let's go ahead and grab our shoe, grab our single laundry bag, and put it inside the bag. So before I put the shoe inside the washing machine, I do want to mention I do not recommend putting this specific shoe inside the washing machine. The only reason I'm doing it is because the shoe was in terrible condition inside and out. It has to go through the washing machine. But if you have a pair that isn't as dirty as the shoe, just use our 3-brush 4-ounce kit. Don't put it in the washing machine. So let's go ahead and grab our detergent, put them in the wash. Okay, it's time to put the shoe inside the washing machine. Let's go ahead and grab our Reshoevn8r detergent. Squeeze a full ounce and pour it on the shoe. Let's close it up. Now, if you guys have a fancy washing machine like this, you have a water plus option. Go for it, it gives you more water and it fully submerges the shoe. Also, use cold water with a normal cycle. All right guys, shoes are fully dried and clean. These turned out way better than I expected. Let's go ahead and check them out. A few things that are most noticeable from this cleaning. One, the sock liners. The sock liners are back to white. They were super dirty, as you can see. They were gray, disgusting looking. Now, germ-free, back to white. Same thing with the patch. Overall, my biggest concern from this cleaning was the uppers. The uppers on these, they were super trashed. It's nubuck. I don't recommend putting that material inside the washing machine. Luckily, overall, they cleaned up really, really nicely, except for a couple of stains here and there on the toe box. I have an idea on how to remove it later on in this video. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it anyway. Overall, this cleaning turned out really good. Same thing with the soles, back to white. Got the creasing out. This cleaning was a success thanks to our 3-brush advancing alarm system. So moving on with this restoration, the next thing we're gonna do is remove the yellowing off the entire sole. The sole is really close to the nubuck uppers. I do not wanna risk getting any of the Salon Care 40 on the nubuck, so what I'm gonna do is tape off the upper and then apply the Salon Care 40, put a piece of saran wrap, and then put them in my indoor setup. All right guys, so real quick, I forgot to mention, I also went ahead and taped off around these plastic lace tabs. They're a bit yellow. I'm not 100% sure if the Salon Care 40 is gonna remove the yellowing. I have a feeling it is, so we're gonna go ahead and try it anyway. I taped it off just in case so we don't get any of the Salon Care 40 on the nubuck uppers. All right guys, we got the yellowing off the sole. It looks good. We got it back to its original color and matches the white sock liners. One thing I do want to mention, that the plastic lace tabs did not go back to white. The Salon Care 40 does not work on this plastic material. I tried it, got 0 results. That's okay though, you can't even tell. So moving forward with this restoration, we're gonna start focusing on some prep work. The first step we gotta do is tape around these midsoles so we can start stripping them. All right guys, we're all taped up. For this shoe, we'll be using Dad's Easy Spray to strip the paint. Usually I use acetone, but for this shoe specifically, it has like a latex paint. If I use acetone, it's just gonna take a lot longer to do so. So for this shoe specifically, it's best to go with Dad's Easy Spray. All right guys, that took about 45 minutes to remove the paint. Took forever. If you guys are working on this pair at home, just know this paint job is really tough to remove. So what we've got to do next, using some acetone and cotton balls, is remove the residue from the paint stripper. All right guys, we're all taped up once again. Let's lay down the paint. We'll be using Andros flat black paint and we'll lay it down with an angular brush. All right, we got the black laid down, got it nice and smooth. Now let's recreate the splatter effect. We'll be using Anders flat white paint, a toothbrush to do so, but before we do that, we gotta tape off the uppers. All right guys, midsole repaint is complete. All we gotta do now is spray with the matte finish, but we'll do that later. As you can see, the splatter effect came out factory all around. Same thing with the black, nice and smooth. So now let's move on to the uppers. On the uppers, these plastic areas like the back tab and wings are super scuffed up. We gotta tape around it so we can cover that up. All right, we got the shoe fully taped up. So for step one on removing these scuffs, we gotta use acetone and cotton balls to lightly go over the entire plastic. The next step we're gonna do, using some Krylon matte finish, we're gonna mask all those little scuffs all around the plastic areas. This step sometimes works really good, sometimes it doesn't. We'll find out in just a bit. All right guys, we're almost done with this restoration. Now we gotta move on to these nubuck uppers. There are some slight stains here and there. Some areas are still pretty rough. So what we gotta do first, using a brass bristle brush, is brush on those rough areas and try to bring back some of that soft texture. All right guys, all done with that step. Took a good 25 minutes just brushing the entire thing using the brass bristle brush. I hit it one direction, back and forth, and honestly, it came out really good. There was a couple of stains in this area specifically. I spent a lot of time brushing it back and forth and it came out nicely. And the best part is the suede is super buttery soft all around. So now what we gotta do is spray with some Almighty mink oil all around and then brush it in with our soft bristle brush. All right guys, that's gonna be it on this full restoration on these Air Jordan Fear 4s. Honestly, it's been a while, but this is definitely a day and night restoration. Came out way better than I expected. I did not expect them to come out this clean, especially putting a suede shoe in the washing machine. Let's go ahead and talk about how I got this shoe looking from this to this. The first thing I did was use our 3-brush advanced liquid laundry system, as well as our detergent and brass bristle brush. We had to use all 4 brushes to get this cleaning done correctly. Once the shoe was fully pre-treated, we put them inside our sneaker laundry bag, put them in the washing machine with our detergent, and got the shoe looking A1. Once the cleaning was all done, guys, we moved on to removing the yellowing off the soles thanks to my indoor setup. Then we repainted the midsoles and gave it a nice factory splatter paint job. Once that was all done, moved on to the uppers, used our brass bristle brush to get rid of some tough stains and bring back that really soft texture on the nubuck. And then we hit it with our Almighty mink oil to bring back some of that color. You can find all our products you see right here, guys, at Reshoevn8r.com. Use my promo code in the description below. This is Vic. I'll see you guys next Monday.